In this video, we're gonna be testing out the HollyLand Mars 400S Pro from the perspective of somebody who works in the commercial TV industry full time. We're also gonna be running some latency tests with a cinema camera with both SDI and HDMI. And I also have the live streaming adapter from HollyLand for actually live streaming from this wireless video system. All right, let's get into it. Hey guys, Valencia here from STARSTRUNG Productions. Welcome back. If you're already subscribed, if you're new here, we don't just sit behind the desk, we actually go out and use things in real world situations. So if that's something you're into, please consider sticking around and subscribing. So living in Florida, we are super fortunate to have a pretty open state right now. I know a lot of places are still locked down, but we're still out going on shoots, and I've been able to take this system out on a couple professional shoots. All the opinions in this video of the Mars 400S Pro are based on real world experience that I have working on a TV set with other DPs, first ACs, art department, and directors. Although you should know that HollyLand did send me these units to test out for free, so thank you HollyLand for letting me check these out. Other than that, this is not a sponsored video. I just thought you guys should know. So we're gonna go over the live streaming capabilities as well as the latency tests a little later in the video. But for right now, let's go over what you get in the box and how to actually use this wireless video system. The 400S Pro has a 400-foot range. The S stands for SDI, which it has both SDI and HDMI. So this is the receiver, color-coded with the blue. There is the cold shoe mount for connecting it, also a 1/4-20 mount there on the bottom. You have the on and off power button. Although one thing I did notice, and I actually had to show this to the other people when they were using it as well too, whenever you push the on and off button, you'll actually hear a click. If you get it in there, you'll hear an actual click. Here, I'll hold it up to the microphone. And turn it on. No. You'll feel the button click. That's the receiver.
Oh. So it's just one hit?
Yeah, you'll feel it click in and click out.
Oh, I didn't feel it.
The OLED screen has the name of the unit, how much voltage it's using, what channel the system is currently on, which you can change with the up or down button. And the signal bars here represent the different receivers, and you are able to hook up a second receiver with this as well. And I only have one, which is why this one is X'd out. You have a 5 volt to 12 volt USB-C charging port, and you have the HDMI out port in this case because it's the receiver, as well as the SDI out port on the side here. At the bottom, you have a 6 to 16 volt DC input here, and the transmitter is exactly the same layout, except these ports are ins instead of outs. And also in the box, we have the DC power cable, and you can power the units through the Sony NPF style batteries here. And finally, you have the antennas here at the bottom, and it actually comes with 2 full sets and 1 extra, just because HollyLand knows you might lose one of these. All you do is have to screw these on. All right, so I have a shoot in the morning, so I'm gonna box these up, take them with me, and see how they work on a professional shoot. Alright, so obviously the first thing you notice whenever you show these to someone is the new sleek industrial horizontal design here. And it's made this way with these color-coded cold shoes on the bottom. And you also have 1/4 inch 20-threaded hole there. I thought it was a missed opportunity that it wasn't another 1/4 inch 20-threaded hole here on this side, so you could mount it this way. But just the same, as you see here, we actually mounted it just like that with the FS7 vertically, and we had no issues that way as well. And we only mounted it that way just to get it out of the way. We also tried mounting it on the back of the camera just to see how that would work, and just trying different configurations to see what was the most comfortable. So we just moved it around from place to place throughout the day and figured out which place that we liked it at the most. You have a nice big OLED display, which is easy to read, and tactile buttons. The 400S Pro does have an active cooling system. It has a fan and little grills all built into it to let go the heat that comes out of this unit. And it actually does get pretty warm when you're using it as well. It's not really warm right now, but I live in Florida where it is super humid and it's super hot, and we use these outside continuously for 8 hours, and we didn't have a single overheating issue or any problem whatsoever. We just kept the fans on automatic. The fans aren't really that loud, but if you're in dead silence or you have this transmitter right by your shotgun microphone or something like that, maybe you might want to cut the fans off. You can change the fan speed by holding the center button of the unit until it enters the menu. Go down to fan speed and hit enter. You have the choices between auto, slow, and off. One thing to note is that with this compact size is that they couldn't fit both SDI in and out as well as HDMI in and out on each one, and you can't loop through here. So if you're going to use an external monitor, you will need one that has both HDMI or SDI in and out. You need a loop through. So you go from your camera to the monitor and then your monitor to the transmitter. Now the great thing is wherever you transmit, you can actually come out of this SDI or HDMI. So it does loop through in that regard, but not on the system itself. These are both in ports on the transmitter and these are both out ports on the receiver. So one thing that's really awesome about this system is the versatility of being able to connect to a monitor as well as wireless devices, which is really versatile, especially in TV sets in today's world where everybody needs to keep their distance. So the system is a 5 gigahertz system, and the latency between the devices and the receiver are negligible. So the way the system works, you can go to either one receiver and 2 devices. So that means your phone and your iPad, or 2 phones, whatever. Or you can go no receiver and 4 wireless devices. Apple, Android, iPad, whatever, it doesn't matter, 4 devices. Alternatively, you can also get another receiver and transmit to just 2 receivers hardlined in to a professional monitor. Personally, we like having the receiver on our professional monitor, the Atomos Sumo 19-inch, as well as being able to use 2 wireless devices as well for art department and whoever else may need it at the time. Download the HollyView app from your device's app store. Go to your Wi-Fi settings and connect to the HollyLand transmitter and use the password 12345678. Then open up the HollyView app and hit connect. Now you can use your phone as a live monitor with some very high-end monitor features like false color, peaking, waveform, histograms, and you can add your own custom LUTs and take screenshots and even record right in the app. Also, a very handy tool is there is a lock screen function, so you can put your phone right in your pocket and not worry about hitting any of the functions or exiting out of the app. And you can even update your firmware on the app as well. The Mars 400S Pro is capable of at least 400 feet line of sight with both the app and the receiver. It will also work through some walls, and I tested this by leaving the set's line of sight, getting as far away as I possibly could. Then again by staying closer, but having numerous walls in between us. The only way I could even make it cut out was going over 200 feet away through a concrete wall. But on our shoot, we never lost signal once. One of the cool things that we noticed was that every time we seemed to look at the system, it would have a different channel on the screen. That's because this system has auto channel frequency scanning, so it's constantly finding the strongest signal, and we used it for an entire full day shoot and never once did this system drop out. Under scene mode, there are a couple different options depending on whether you would like to go to HD mode, where it focuses more on having the highest image quality. You can go to speed mode, where it prioritizes low latency versus image quality. Or you can go to balance, where it's the best of both worlds, which is how I did all my tests. Okay, so now we're gonna be testing the latency between SDI and HDMI. We have the Sony FS7 here with the transmitter hooked up on it. It is, in this current test, it is looping out of the small HD into the transmitter. So this is real time. This is the receiver there, and this is the HollyView app. I filmed this whole latency test behind the scenes where I broke down each test and how to convert time code into milliseconds, but let's just skip to the results. If you're coming straight out of camera, especially SDI, the latency speeds are 0.1 seconds. Pretty much everything else is 0.2 seconds. It's still less than 1 second latency. If you're coming straight out of camera, you're gonna get the fastest time and the least latency. If you see here, the delay on the monitor is already behind what the camera sees before the transmitter even gets the information. And that has nothing to do with the Mars 400S Pro. That has to do with the latency of your monitor and the speed of your HDMI cable. The app and the receiver got the same speeds every time, so there's no delay between the app and the receiver, except when I use SDI straight out of camera, the receiver was much faster than the app. So the price is currently at $649, and I think for that price, what you're getting is a great value for this price. Other wireless video systems of this caliber cost in the thousands, sometimes over $2,000 for a similar system. And this one actually has some really cool features that those don't have, such as being able to transmit to wireless devices as well, and the added bonus of being able to live stream through the unit too. This system transmits up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. So let's talk about the quality for live streaming. The signal has been boosted up from the previous version, 8 megabits per second to 12 megabits per second. So just the overall cleaner image that's being transmitted. So HollyLand did also send over this USB Type-C to RJ45 adapter as well for live streaming. So you get both the RJ45 to USB-C adapter with the RJ45 aka Ethernet cable, and you just connect it like that, then connect this into your laptop, connect your USB-C cable, then open up your favorite live streaming software. Okay, let's add new media source. You can name it here if you want to. We'll call it Cam A. Hit OK. You want to uncheck this local file box here. Under input, you put in the URL number that comes with the kit. So I'll enter that now. And the only difference that I noticed, the only thing that made it work is whenever I enabled hardware decoding when available. And whenever I hit that, it worked. And there we are. Now this camera is live streaming wirelessly. There you go. That's it. If you're in the market for a compact, reliable, professional wireless video system, the HollyLand Mars 400S Pro is an awesome option and I highly recommend it. Thank you so much to HollyLand for sending this over. If you gained any value from this video, be sure to hit the like button and leave me a comment if you have questions about anything. Shoot for the stars and I will see you in the next video.